The Alton Towers Resort is a theme park that opened in 1980 and is almost entertaining guests for 45 years now. They have 10 roller coasters, and I had the great pleasure a few weeks ago to visit the theme park and experience everything they had to offer. In this video, I'm going to rank all of their 10 roller coasters, and I will share my opinion with you. Starting off with number 10, it's the Octonauts Roller Coaster Adventure. This is a small kiddie coaster made by Zamperla, and it opened back in 2015. I don't really have a lot to say about this one because it's just a kiddie coaster, but hey, it's still a pretty fun, small addition to the park. The Octonauts Roller Coaster Adventure is located in Sunbeams Land, that is the preschool area of the park. On number 9, we have the Runaway Mine Train. This is a mag-powered coaster that opened back in 1992, and what can I say about it? It's a usual mag-powered coaster, it's a lot of fun, and the best part about the ride is the operator that just says, "Welcome aboard the Runaway Mine Train and have a good trip. Choo choo." Throughout our whole UK trip, that choo choo was just a giant meme because at every theme park we just kept getting back to that and referring to that because it was just such a fun thing that the operator did. And yeah, just to clarify, none of the coasters actually are bad on this list. It's just my opinion. I do have to rank them somehow. So please don't be mad at me. But yeah, Runaway Mine Train is at number 9. On number 8, we have Spinball Whizzer, a motor spinning coaster that opened back in 2004. This ride has an interesting history because it has opened as Spinball Whizzer. Then, at some point, they made a collaboration with Sega and made it Sonic Spinball. And as some of you might know, I love Sonic the Hedgehog, so it is so cool that even some things are even still there from the Sonic days. For example, when you ride the ride, there is a Dr. Eggman still on one of the bumpers that you can see throughout the ride. Even though they converted it back to Spinball Whizzer, I had a good time on this coaster. I just had a lot of fun. I really love the elements, like the horseshoe that you drive over. I will show footage, of course, in this video if I can. But yeah, Spinball Whizzer, number 8, very, very fun coaster. On number 7, we have Rita, officially opening in 2005 as Rita, Queen of Speed. This is a intimate accelerator coaster, and to be honest, I didn't really like this one that much. Mostly because you don't really have a lot of elements on this coaster. The launch itself is really cool. Like, if you get launched on Rita, it's a ton of fun. It really is, but you just don't have a lot on the coaster. There are like no loops, no zero G-rolls, just nothing really special. You just go through a bunch of curves, which, don't get me wrong, I still had a ton of fun on this ride. I really like the theming. I like the hot rods theming of it all. But yeah, like I said, it just doesn't really have a lot of elements. And I just feel like the other coasters deserve to be higher on the list that we're going to talk about now. Next up as our number 6 is Oblivion. And Oblivion is a ride where a lot of people will say it's a one-trick pony, but it does the trick pretty well, so you keep getting back to it. And I have to say that is absolutely true. Oblivion is a dive coaster made by B&M that opened in 1998, and I have ridden some dive coasters over my years, my favorite being Baron 1989 in Efteling. But yeah, this is still a really, really fun dive coaster. And to be honest, the drop here is very intimidating if you're up on the lift hill. When I'm, for example, at Baron in Efteling, I don't really am scared when I look down. But on Oblivion, I don't know what it was. I really thought it was a tad more scary than the other dive coasters I've been on. But yeah, Oblivion, our number 6, very fun ride. Had a good time on it. It also has a weird history because at one point it was apparently sponsored by Fanta, which looked very ugly. If I can, I will show some pictures of that on screen. But yeah, Oblivion, a fun ride with an interesting history once again. Moving up to the top spots, and some of these are probably gonna be quite controversial, with my number 5 being Wickerman. Wickerman is a great Coasters International, or for short GCI, roller coaster, a wood roller coaster that opened back in 2018, replacing the old log flume ride they had. And Wickerman is a lot of fun. Like, it has some small bunny hills and stuff like that. It is a great time. Like, don't get me wrong, I really, really like this ride. But when it comes to wooden roller coasters, I've just ridden some that are way better. For example, my favorite GCI coaster that I have ever ridden is Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm. So yeah, but still, I had a super good time on Wickerman. I loved the theming, like the theming was great, and you also had actors in front of the ride telling you a little bit about the story and just acting, like doing little sacrifices and stuff, which was very fun. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, Wickerman, my personal number 5. On number 4, and this is probably the most controversial one, it is 13. And I just ranked 13 so high because I have to be honest, when I went to Alton Towers, I didn't really spoil myself about the rides. So when driving 13, I knew that there was a drop somewhere, but not where and how exactly it works. And I really liked the theming. It had a lot of great theming, and the ride itself with the show elements was just so cool that I just placed it a tad bit over Wickerman. For me, they're both kind of on one level, but I just have to say 13 is just the slightest little bit, tiny bit more up. 13 is a multi-dimension coaster that was manufactured by Intamin, and I just really like Intamin's multi-dimension coasters. For example, where I'm from, we also have the Moavii Park Studio Tour in Germany, which should also be a Intamin multi-dimension coaster, and they're just a ton of fun. I just really like them. So yeah, let's move on to our top 3 now. With my number 3, probably again being a little bit controversial, it is Galactica. Galactica is a B&M flying coaster, which opened in 2002 originally as Air. It had like a theme that you could fly, and it was the UK's first flying coaster, I think in general the first flying coaster. But yeah, it had Air as a theme when it opened up, and at some point they changed it to Galactica, where you had to wear some VR goggles. Unfortunately, they did not have VR goggles when I was there, but I really enjoyed this ride. Because I think that B&M flying coasters are such a special thing. Like you don't see them that often. The only other one that I have ridden before is Tatsu at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and I have to say, like, Galactica is miles away from Tatsu, but Tatsu was just such a unique and special experience that ever since then, I just love B&M flying coasters. They are comfortable to just lie in, and you can look around, and it's just very cool. Yes, the ride does need a new coat of paint. Like seriously, Alton Towers, you have to do something about this. It looks very bad. But still, I really enjoyed the ride. I did enjoy the ride, but again, the theming is just very much lacking. So again, Alton Towers, do something about that. And going up to number 2, which again is gonna be controversial, but I have to say number 2 and number 1 are on the same level to me because I enjoyed both of them so much. But my number 2 is Nemesis Reborn. Nemesis originally opened back in 1994. It is a B&M inverted coaster, and they tore the whole thing down and just rebuilt it. They made a total retrack, and it looks gorgeous. Oh my god, the theming is so good, and it's just awesome. It's just awesome. The station building is like this giant monster, and you have this eye that is just looking at the train while it's driving by and blowing smoke at you. And the theming on it's just like the Nemesis theming is just top tier. I have probably never seen better theming at a theme park, maybe besides Efteling, but oh my god, Forbidden Valley is just so beautifully themed when it comes to Nemesis, and I really enjoyed that ride. It is beautiful. I would love to ride it again someday, and hopefully I will. And my number 1, which is not better than Nemesis, but it's on one height with Nemesis, it is the Smiler. I even got myself a nice Smiler jacket. I hope that it shows well on camera, because I am not really good at showing this stuff. Originally, I wanted to get a Nemesis hoodie, but Nemesis stuff was sold out. So I did have to settle for the Smiler hoodie, and I'm still super happy with it. But yes, the Smiler, a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster that opened back in 2013. With the world record of most inversions in a roller coaster, I really love this ride. It is beautiful. The theming is great, even though the theming could be a little bit more, but it is so cool. We went on it multiple times, just like Nemesis, and I only put it above Nemesis because the Smiler is just a bit of a longer ride, and you really have you have 2 lift hills on it and all of the inversions. It is just so special that I just had to put it as my number 1. And yeah, once again, I just really love the Smiler. It was such a cool coaster, awesome experience. And That's my number 1, and those were all of the Alton Towers coasters. And I really hope that you maybe enjoyed this video and that you had some fun going over the coasters with me. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Please put your ranking of the coasters in the comments down below. I would love to read them. Just as always, thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe for more. And if you want to support the channel, you can find my Ko-fi link in the description down below. I will hopefully see all of you sometime soon. Bye!